I'm sure there's alternate realities where they spike the water systems with like brain enhancing drugs, and then everybody's so sharp and happy and we're creating love technology everywhere. It's like, yes. But in our current state, we fluoridate the water, which dumbs us down, and we're dumb. We chemtrail the spring water. It's like, what are your options? So I go with distilled. There are two that are the best for budget hobos. I found the best one. He's in the ocean. He's in the ocean. So I made a video a little while ago about why I drink distilled water, so go watch that for all the reasons. But basically, it's the most effective way to purify everything. Your spring water is likely chemtrailed and a bear peed in the river. And distilled removes everything, and it's up to you. If you think minerals are important, you can add them back if you want, and then you have the perfect water. You can structure it in the sun. I don't care what you do, hippie. I don't think we absorb those minerals. You should get your minerals from fruits and vegetables, and then you're done. I think minerals in water are either benign and you barely absorb them, or they hurt you and build up and cause arthritis and gray hair. So like those are the only two options. So I do distilled water, and there's two distillers that are like for home use. These are the most recommended and most reliable. It's the Mini Classic 2 or the Megahome. There's other knockoffs of the Megahome, but they might die after a year or two. It's like, who cares? You save a couple hundred now, and then it's a heartache and you got no water and you're like, damn this thing. So in my experience, out of the Mini Classic 2 and the Megahome that I just got, one is superior in every way possible. So first let me show you how they work, because this can be the deal-breaking flaw for some. How you fill it up, how long does it go, how loud is it? This is how it works in the real world, not in the fancy candy reviews where they're just like, I made water, yeah, that's the best. This is great. Sure, I was in another house while it was running because it was so loud, but whatever, man. That's not part of my review. Okay, so here's the Mini 2 Classic. It's a very sleek machine. It's like, it's all one thing. And if you don't mind the stainless steel look, you got that. You got your little carbon filter up here. Just throw that in there. That comes through. Comes with the 1 gallon jug. Mine didn't, so I just bought one, and this is where mine comes up to when it's filled. I'm like, oh, great. That should be like up here. So whatever, but it's very easy to fill up, except for this stupid hinge that it always slides. Like, this should go way open. So like, you always have to kind of, annoying. So like, this is one thing, you just bring it over to the sink, you untighten this, and then you throw out your nasty water, and like, look how much water. There's no way you can see that, but it looks full to me. Like, there's always so much water left over. I'm like, why? I put the water in so you would distill it, you dicks. So you just fill it up to the bottom of this spike. And then you're pretty much done. You just put your lid back on. Then you move your stupid door out of the way, just slide it in. And then you just push it all the way back. Boom. Close this, and now you're done. It wasn't plugged in. Once that's filled up, I would just take this, and I have my own little gallon jug here. This holds 2 gallons. And so I just keep refilling that and then fill up more. That is my life. So I usually have that on this wire rack, and that's on that shelf. And my new one, hello toaster, we got the Megahome up here. So the annoying thing about this one is to fill it up with water, it's all plugged in. So I do have to unplug that, unplug this, and then through the magic of television, I'm over here now, and you have to take this lid off, and it's gonna drip a little bit. And so you just throw that upside down somewhere, And now you just bring this over to the faucet, and as you can see, there's like nothing left from my last thing. Like, it did it all. It's very efficient, and that's what I love about this. That's why it makes so much water, because it goes right down. So I just rinse this off. And then fill her up. So you can see it has a little full line there, and you're done. But you're not really done, are you? No, you have to pick it up now. I would be bringing this over to the wire rack, but for display purposes, you just put this back on. It's not like a hassle. Like, you get used to this process, and then your other dangling cord. I love how it's like the most efficient cord length in the history of humankind. It's like, this is all you need. Trust us. And then you would replug that part in. But as you can see, the Megahome takes up quite a bit more counter space. So if that's your main thing, you notice that, like, boom, all of a sudden you have these two giant containers, and they're not as neat looking. I mean, I don't mind the look of it, but it's two different parts. It's kind of cluttered. The Mini 2 Classic is its own thing. It's like rectangle. It fits anywhere. It's much more sleek looking. But here is the actual reality. I do have to bring it up here. Bring it up top. And then we're just replugging. And now it's ready. No, it's not. You need this. You do need that. This also fits in like the very narrowest of mistakes. It's like, it's just right in there. And then you're pretty good to go. Okay, let's do a little noise test. I'll put the lav mic right by the fan. You tell me which you think is louder. Here's the Mini 2 Classic. Now keep in mind, this thing starts getting much louder. That was the mild version. It starts out nice and then it heats up and then starts getting real loud. I find that this one is louder on its quietest setting, but it always stays like that, and hopefully it never starts rattling. But I just much prefer this. So having shown you what they're like, what they look like, maybe you prefer the look of one so much that you'll go with that and discard its flaws. Having used them both, just a side rant, I bought the Mini Classic 2 used on eBay, and I got ripped a new one. He said it was perfect. He had 100% positive ratings. I was like, I can trust him. It was expensive, and I get it back, and it's like, it's not making the 3.5 gallons. I was like, that makes a little less. That's weird. Why is that? It's like, oh, there could be a rubber gasket missing. And I looked in, it's like, there's no rubber gasket. So that was missing. The inside was a little bit decayed looking. I was like, that ain't right. And then like after a couple months, it started rattling. It was like loud. And I was like, wow, this sucks. That's why I got the Megahome, because I was like, I'm done with this thing. So all I can say is I might have got a bad one. I definitely did. But like that might happen anyway to your brand new one with the Mini Classic 2. That fan's gonna rattle at some point, and then you have to replace it, and it's quite expensive, and they're from the States only. If you're in Canada, it's like you end up spending so much more. You might as well buy the Megahome, because it's cheaper to just buy the entire thing. So while the Mini Classic 2 has its moments, it's easy to fill up, like it looks nice and sleek, I'm getting 4.2 gallons every time I use my Megahome versus 2.1. And so I can do that overnight. I think it does take a couple extra hours to do that, but that's what I prefer. I was looking into getting a giant system that could do like 6 gallons or something overnight, but nothing like that exists. They all have a 1 gallon boiling tank, so like you can't make more at a time unless you're in a house and you hook it up to the faucet, and then it like automatically feeds into it, but that's likely not what you're doing. You're in an apartment like me, so the Megahome is the way to go. You get your 4.2 gallons every time. So I just fill it up once a day, whereas the Mini Classic with its 2-gallon output, I was doing that twice a day and sometimes 3 if my fiance decided to cook a soup. So damn, it's useless. So I would 100% recommend the Megahome over the Mini Classic. It's going to be easier to clean. It's all just one stainless steel thing. There's no little element that's spiraling and like all these different things. It's like a bowl. Like, it's going to be so easy to clean. I can't wait to clean it. It's slightly annoying to fill up because I got to unplug things and put the lid somewhere. And okay, but you deal with that and you get more water, and they're very well known. People have those things 20 years. It's like, yep, still going strong. You just clean it out every few months with some vinegar. Very cheap. Fantastic. So let me know down below which system you prefer. Is it one of those that I mentioned, or is there another one I haven't even heard of that's superior to both? I would love a Megahome that did even more, like a giant freaking 2-gallon thing, but that would get heavy and crazy. So whatever. How you doing? You thumbing up the video? That was helpful, huh? Oh, some people didn't find it helpful at all, and I do believe it's because you only distill raccoon blood. Sure, it makes the most purest water because raccoons are known to eat pizza crust-based diets, which have all your gluten acids. It's still kind of like not really sustainable. It's a lot of raccoon neck slicing. It's not really needed. Water comes from the tap. How you doing? So, I would like to reward one of you for sticking to the end. I will buy one of you a Megahome distiller. Just email me, vegetablepolice@gmail.com. No strings attached. I just want to give somebody distilled water and reward somebody who stays to the end. Just tell me that you like really need it. Like, you've been using some bullshit system. It's like, man, I really want a distiller, but they're too expensive. I'll buy you the best one ever, Megahome. Email me, and I will decide. I'll probably get a bunch. If you've seen this video like a week later, I've already picked the winner, dickhead. Leave me alone. The emails 1 year later, can I have the distiller? It's over. Long time ago. Thank you for watching. How you doing? Subscribing for more videos, and I'll see you in the next